could you please introduce yourself, and then tell us a little bit about, where you went to school and what you studied, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. Okay,
Awesome.
fine. I'm Meghana Surampudi. I did my major in computer science. I'm from southern part of India in Andhra
Mhm,
Pradesh, and all my schooling till my bachelor's,
mhm,
I've studied in a very remote village here in Andhra Pradesh. As I told you,
mhm.
it is in southern part of India. Yeah,
Awesome. So you said you're still in school, or?
yeah. I got graduated in 2019.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah,
Where
thank
did
you.
where did you go to school?
I'm sorry.
Where did you go to school?
I went to KIET, which is here
Mhm.
in Andhra Pradesh itself.
Okay,
So I did my bachelor's in computer science.
awesome. And so when you graduated, did you have a job lined up right away? Or were you kind of still looking, or what's going on?
Yeah, firstly, I would like to tell you about the transition actually, because in the
Yeah.
transition phase, I think I will cover up all those things.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. So coming to the transition from college to industry is the thing I'm still trying to master actually.
Hmm.
But one statement I can definitely strongly tell you is that it's not a cakewalk for sure.
Hmm.
It was tough. Yeah, it was tough, and I haven't expected it as a student back in the school right there. And the main thing is I'm holding a technical degree in my hand. Like I'm holding a CS
Hmm.
degree, and I was like passionate about the business development, design thinking, critical thinking. I mean, this is something these are the creative aspects of the life where you doesn't receive much appreciation in the current market right now, and
Hmm.
especially in India. There are like very less amounts of people who know what is design thinking, what is the critical thinking and stuff. So it's very hard for me in the beginning to accept the changes because I'm holding a technical degree and I'm looking
Hmm.
for something out of my hands. I'm looking for something related to business development.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, we don't have much placement opportunities in our campus, so I did my job hunt on my own. So
Hmm.
it took 6 months for me to land in my first job.
Okay. Wow. So,
Yeah.
um, how did you handle the 6 months as you were applying and doing that on your own?
Yeah, again, it's quite stressful to tell you frankly, because while you are doing something different or while you are breaking the stereotypes,
Hmm.
you will not get much support from the community because you're doing something unique and different, right?
Hmm.
So it's quite stressful. I experienced all that trauma, sadness, loneliness, whatnot, everything. But
Hmm.
I kept saying myself that we should embrace everything in the life, like whether
Hmm.
it's positive or negative, whatever it is. And I'm going to do something. I'm going to bring a change, definitely. See, there are like many juniors of mine in college. They got inspired by my works. See, I should be like an inspirational personality. So took it as a challenge, and uh, yeah, I came along this way. That's it.
No, that's awesome. So, how, I guess, like getting deeper into that, what made you decide to continue this path, even though your community maybe wasn't supporting you?
Yeah, because that is something, I always wanted to contribute something to my community.
Hmm.
And there are like many students like me because back in the college, I used to conduct some design thinking workshops where I used to interact with my juniors. There I came to know like I'm not only the only student who was going to opt a different path above from whatever the technical degree she is having right now.
Hmm.
There are like many people like me. So I just wanted to make sure that even they should follow me at least. I should be an inspiration personality for sure.
Hmm.
They should even get an idea like how the things goes in the real world and everything.
Hmm.
If I gave up on this simple thing, I think I could not make up anything in my life. So
Hmm.
I just wanted to take it as a challenge. So yes, that's it. And that is something I love to do, like business
Hmm.
development and something is like, by the end of the day, your soul satisfaction is much more important, I believe, rather than making money and stuff. So yeah, soul satisfaction is like completely important for me. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. So after, how was that getting your first job? Are you still in that job?
Yeah, I'm still in that job.
Okay. How was that transition?
Yeah, it was pretty good actually, because they have given me an opportunity, apart from all the technical degree or the experience what I'm
Mhm.
having. They have seen my skill set and they have given me an opportunity to excel in business development, and it was going pretty well, to tell you frankly. It's quite interesting.
That's awesome. Are
Yeah.
you tying in like design thinking and computer science into your job, into business development?
Definitely, design thinking is something I apply it in my daily life. So
Mhm.
yeah.
That's awesome. So, what would you say? Do you feel like you're still breaking stereotypes in your job?
In job, it's like, yeah, definitely, because the
Mhm.
environment which I have experienced in my workspace earlier, when I
Mhm.
joined as a fresher over there, the environment was like a bit different, but now it's like more interactive, and I've brought few changes in it. I'm really glad about it.
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And so do you find, how has, you talk about like inspiring your juniors and other people around you. Um, what how does that kind of like fuel you to keep going, and how do you like connect with them?
As I told you earlier, like we used to conduct like several workshops in our college,
Okay.
and they always we used to have that interactive sessions actually, where we used to
Mm,
have a question and answer session kind of thing with juniors,
okay.
and they used to like approach me on several aspects apart from academics. That's something very interesting, because I've seen many people sitting, I mean, confining themselves in a classroom, but like there are few people in our college, they wanted to explore the world.
Mm,
Like, I strongly believe that confining ourselves in a classroom, it's not completely good, to tell you frankly, because the exposure is something the students needed the most. And
mm,
here in India, the educational system is typically concentrated and focused on the theoretical knowledge. The
mm,
students needed practical knowledge much, to tell you frankly, because while we are entering the practical world, like the real corporate world, then we will come to understand how the practical knowledge is important to pursue our goals or dreams. So
mm,
yeah, we used to like have such interactive sessions on even this kind of things, like how the real world looks like apart from college and stuff.
mm.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've had kind of a lot of experience helping others and mentoring others. And so I
Yeah.
think this is perfect for the last question of, what is like one piece of advice or one lesson that you would want to give your juniors and that you want to share with us today?
Yeah, I would definitely tell that embrace each and everything in your life. Like,
Mm,
we are likely to be faced with some typical situations in our life where, when, especially while you are working on some different things, or while you are breaking the stereotypes or something like that, definitely
mm,
some supernatural forces will come into the play all of a sudden, and they will like hold you back,
mm,
and you will experience all the things like stress, sorrow, loneliness, as I mentioned earlier. And I
mm,
think all those make the human life much more wholesome.
mm,
So embracing each and everything, I mean, like being open-minded for accepting positives and negatives, pros and cons, and developing ourselves continuously is something I would love to share with everyone. I mean, like we should be like very open-minded
mm.
to embrace everything.
I agree with you. Life is too big and beautiful to not be open minded.